Hello everyone once again and welcome to this second season of the Deiser Connection. This is the first episode of the second season and we're really hyped about this new season. How you doing? I hope you had a really great summer because these next months are gonna be awesome. They're gonna be amazing and we're gonna have a lot of knowledge, a lot of events, a lot of guests and a lot of news about the Atlassian ecosystem of the Atlassian marketplace. We're really happy that you decided to join us right here, and let's start. It is a really hot topic right now, the one about the migration to cloud program. Right now, we're 6 months away from the server end of life. So if you haven't even thought about moving to cloud right now, you should be thinking about it. If you're working on server and you want to migrate either to data center or cloud, this is the right moment. Right now, Atlassian is sharing a lot of information and it's providing a lot of support and help. So if you just go, let me show you. If you just go to the Atlassian webpage, atlassian.com/migration, you will see that there's a specific page about the migration program. You will have resources, you will have support, you will have information, you will have a suggested journey, and so on. You will have videos about how long these users and customers took migrating to cloud, and here's Cesar from Aris Global. He's a friend of ours, and he has an interview right there in which he mentions about what cloud improves in their user experience. There's a lot of information about the migration to cloud. Atlassian is really eager to let you know all that migration can take up to 9 months or longer, from access, in order to assess everything in your instance to launch. So that's a really long time. It also depends, on your team size, etc., etc. And if we click on this link and we go to the other page, we will see that we're only 6 months away from the server end of life. So make sure to think about it. Make sure to start working on it because sometimes it takes a little bit longer than we expected. So go ahead. Do not hesitate to ask us. Do not hesitate to ask Atlassian either. And please let us know if you have already done this migration. We will be eager to know, and maybe we can share, and if you let us, we can share your use case in the Deiser Connection videos. So right now, we're gonna pass to our new section, in which I'm really eager to share with you. So please go ahead and move on to the next part of the video. So for the next section of this new season of the Deiser Connection, we mentioned that we were going to be joined by guests in order to share knowledge about the Atlassian ecosystem, the Atlassian marketplace, etc. So for today's videos, we are joined by a representative of no other than Atlassian. Here with us is Amna Elavas. So welcome, Amna. How's it going?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Frederick. It's going very well. How are you?
Fine. Thank you very much. So we called you in order to share a little bit more of knowledge about migrating to Atlassian Cloud. So how long have you been working with Atlassian?
So I've been working with Atlassian for 2 years and 8 months now.
Nice. That's pretty cool. And I believe that you have been able to gather knowledge about all this migrating to cloud. So how long have you been working with the migrating to cloud, with the enterprises migrating to cloud?
So I've been, I joined the migrations team with Atlassian since the beginning. So throughout my time at Atlassian, I've been working in migrations. So I've gathered quite tons of knowledge when it comes to cloud transformation.
Okay, that's really cool. So it's been almost 3 years that you've been working on the migrations teams in Atlassian.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. So I believe that you're the best representative that can be here right now in order to talk to us and to share a little bit more of knowledge about the migration to cloud. So I believe that you have a presentation. So please go right ahead with your presentation.
Welcome everyone to this cloud migration best practice session. During this time, I'm going to talk you through why Atlassian Cloud and what are the best practices you should keep in mind when considering the move to cloud. My name is Amna El Abbas and I am a Senior Enterprise Cloud Migration Manager. As a Cloud Migration Manager, I guide and consult my customers through their migration journey from start to finish and ensure they have the right information, tools, and internally advocate for them to help them every step of the way. I also help my customers understand the best practices and their options for migrating to cloud, along with any risks associated. Let's talk about why you should consider a cloud transformation. In order to succeed in this changing environment, you need to be able to pivot quickly and react to those changes, which requires a strong digital core. It's more important than ever to be operating on technology platforms and applications that empower your teams to focus on innovation and growth. On-premise applications are not built for this, which ultimately impacts your IT teams and your users. Your IT teams are spending valuable time managing infrastructure, security vulnerabilities, and manual upgrades when they can be more focused on more efficient service delivery instead. On cloud, all of this is built in. Operating on a cloud platform that is open by default allows work to flow seamlessly across the toolchain so your teams can ship faster and with higher quality. In addition to the benefits of a strong digital core, you also need to be able to operationalize all corners of your organization. The business who will win in this new environment will strike the balance of moving fast and together, where you establish a unified system of work through connected tools that integrates processes and teamwork through connected teams and provides visibility and alignment to shared goals through connected data. And now, moving on to a few tips that you should be aware of before making the transformation to the cloud. Make sure that you've assessed that the cloud is right for you. We take data security, privacy, and compliance very seriously at Atlassian. It is our responsibility to stay on top of the changing regulatory and compliance needs across the globe. So no matter where you're located, your data is safe. To dive deeper into our certifications and how we're keeping your data secure, visit the Atlassian Trust Center. Moreover, migrating to the cloud is a transformation, and your teams will be accustomed to new ways of working. So be sure you have compared the cloud and self-managed deployments. We also offer a range of pricing plans that are designed to meet the needs of types of teams. Be certain to confirm the return on investment and the positive financial impact based on this transformation. Moreover, assess your current landscape and how you want it to be in the future. When editing your current tech stack, take note of what products you have, both Atlassian products as well as other tools you may want to integrate with. Understanding your current environment and what your teams actually need versus what has naturally expanded and been adopted over time will help you better define your path forward. Cleaning up and standardizing your workflows, tools, and teams prior to migrating will both make processes smoother and benefit your teams once you transition to the cloud. In addition, take stock of the current apps, also referred to as plugins, you've installed or you've built on your own. The main thing to focus on when assessing your apps is whether there is still a business rationale to keep your apps in cloud, assuming the apps that your org needs exists in cloud and can be migrated. Migration is a team sport, so it's time to build your dream team to help your organization make the move. In most migrations, the roles outlined on this slide are involved for end-to-end success. However, for smaller teams, the same person may wear many hats. A project manager is a dedicated person who puts together and presents the business case, manages the migration, tracks the status and individual tasks, and acts as the main point of contact. System admins configure your systems in server and know the permissions and workflows that need to migrate. They may also possibly be able to perform the migration. If they don't have the cloud experience, you may want to engage a solution partner to perform the actual migration. Technical team and testers. This is a dedicated team that performs the migration. Before the migration, you'll want to run a series of tests to make sure teams can complete the important tasks. Testers should come from a variety of teams who will be using the system in different ways and should test for their most important tasks. An executive sponsor is the person who handles the budget approval, approves the business case, and may be the company's Atlassian champion. You will also need product champions, as the migration will change the way teams work, which means teams will need training, troubleshooting, and possibly workflow brainstorming help. You will need to be certain that your security, legal, and compliance teams are involved early in the project to make sure that the migration plans meet all security and compliance standards. It is very important for any team to set guidelines for operating during a migration to ensure clear and consistent lines of communication. Some tips for making sure your team is operating smoothly is set clear role and responsibilities from early on, keep communicating constantly, and plan early and put together your team as soon as possible. Evaluating the migration complexity is crucial, as it provides clarity regarding the expectation on the effort and time that will be required. The migration complexity will also influence the migration strategy you choose and the level of support you may need. Review the amount of data and the number of users you want to migrate over to the cloud, as well as the number of critical apps you have, whether they're available in cloud or have alternatives, and if they have migration pathways. Furthermore, the products you have to migrate, the more products you have to migrate, the more complex your migration will be. And also keep in mind the user management setup your org needs. Partners provide planning services and work along cloud migration managers to set the strategy and help with the best practices. They are also hands-on when it comes to execution. The value that partners bring to the table is vast, which includes deep change and user management, integration of non-Atlassian products and third-party app migration, training and consultation services, and the overall ability and availability to complete the project efficiently and effectively. It is possible that you might be able to migrate your data with Atlassian help alone if you have a tech-savvy team available. But if you don't, then we highly recommend the investment in the partner. We also highly recommend a partner if you're going through a complex migration. Communicate your goals clearly to the organization, and be sure that your migration strategy is aligned with the business needs and is technically feasible. Cloud migration managers and solution partners will help advise you based on your use case. The more data you have to migrate, the longer and complex your migration is likely to be. Use the migration as an opportunity to clean up your server instance before running your migration. As part of testing, you might want to install and test the full functionality and migration of any apps that you plan on using in the cloud. Be sure that your stakeholders have tested the cloud functionality and that it suits the team's needs. Regardless of company size or migration complexity, we recommend all customers run a thorough test migration before executing a production migration. Part of the test migration is conducting the user acceptance testing, so your end users can replicate common day-to-day tasks and confirm they work as expected. Through this process, you can uncover any issues that will impact your end users and help your teams prepare to work in cloud. For optimal cloud adoption and change management, leverage our comprehensive catalog of forces on the Atlassian University and nurture your eternal champions. And put an emphasis on ongoing engagement with your users. The Atlassian University provides different mediums to cater to different learning styles, hence optimizing the learning journey for every individual. And your team of champions will be a group of people from across your company that you will need to engage, train, and deploy within their own orgs. In addition, keep the engagement ongoing to make sure that the adoption is on track. Thank you so much for joining me today and for taking the time. We're ecstatic to guide you on your cloud migration journey once you make the decision.
So thank you very much, Amna, for this presentation. It was pretty clear, concise, and right to the point. It was exactly what the people that are needing to migrate to cloud are needing. So thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Amna, and I hope that this interview really helped you with your migration to cloud. And please let us know what you think, and let us know if there's anything else that you would like to know. We will manage to provide some knowledge about this, okay? So that's it for the first episode of the second season of the Deiser Connection. We'll see you next week with more information and more use cases, and maybe some news about events and stuff like that. So thank you very much for being there. See you next week. Bye-bye.